Welcome back to Pony Island. So we deleted one of the core files. So let's proceed again. Also, nice.
Alright, time for some more hacking.
Yeah, now we're in the select user screen of the computer. One is corrupted, so we cannot do much. We have guessed the one of the hopeless soul and one of the, the big boss.
This is what the hacking. Sorry.
Go ahead, Lives.
This is what the hacking game and the Enter the Matrix game should have been.
Like, well, here's the thing. Now, in this case, you're actually using a computer. You type with your keyboard and everything. Also, probably one of the reasons why this was never ported to consoles. Anyway, we are on our profiles, the guest profile. We can actually see the messenger and chat with the hopeless soul. Please respond when you find this message. All right. If you want, hold on. If you try to enter the other profiles, we need an actual password. So we need to learn them first. So for now, let's just try to chat them. Howdy. Good. It's good to see you. That other guy was mad. False prophet said, still there? Yeah.
Yes, of course.
You did well with the first call file, Theo. However, we need to deal with the other two. Despite the amount of data that was corrupted, security will be increased. It won't be as easy to open a portal for me another time. I have an idea. Log into my user profile. The password is 2734.
Thank you, and now I'm going to steal all your bank accounts.
Yes. I'm gonna use it to buy 6 packages of dildos and blame it on you.
Yeah. Yeah, or even better. I'll give away my home address and be surprised when someone blows it up with rockets.
Anyways, my plan. Open up the search procs tool, which is that one on the left. There we go. Alright, for now it's just a jumble matrix. Yeah, that's the one. We need to find a program with the worst possible security, something less than 5%, which will allow us to open the portal to the second core file. We need to be incredibly poorly programmed. I wonder. Maybe it's that game, Right to Retribution. Yeah. Essentially, you need to jiggle around a bit with the settings until you get the right one. Go ahead, Reeves.
I'm gonna wonder: is there ever gonna be a game that's so poorly programmed, but you can actually see the game's coding instead of what you're actually meant to be seeing?
Well, there's the Number Island in Pokemon Red and Blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's Pokemon Red and Blue.
Yeah, I did remember it was actually badly programmed. It was full of glitches.
Yeah, to the point where they had to make another version.
Yeah, well, but there's also the fact that Clips, despite the glitches, it still managed to be strong enough to gain all that cult following and everything.
Not just that, but I don't know. I kind of find its brokenness to be the charming kind of brokenness, honestly.
Yeah.
It's the game, if you ask me, wouldn't have been nearly as memorable without those things. Because it kind of gave the game even more of a legacy.
There, look, PonyIsland.exe. You see what this means? If you want to be a free-roaming machine, you must dive into Pony Island once more.
What does it mean? What does it mean?
But it must be done. Find Pony Island and play it as soon as I'm able to open a portal for you. The corrupted file next to mine may be worth investigating. Only wish could have more. Anyway, what we need to do now is to log into the corrupt profile. Anyway, like I was saying, we try to use a portal here. It doesn't work. We just need a security thing. If we try to log into we technically need the password for the corrupted profile, but the game doesn't tell you right away. But it is an interesting mechanic in a sense that if you're stuck, like I'm showing right now, you can actually ask the hopeless soul about the password in the chat, like, how do I get in the password? And it will actually tell you what to do. Now, another thing, if you try, they would try the password for, but it was too easy using 666.
999.
That's not sinister at all.
Well, Shira, at this point, it's pretty clear who that guy is. And to be fair, this version of You Know Who is actually a bit more competent than the one in Cuphead, considering that he doesn't care about retrieving all his devs, and when he's actually posed to a threat, his last resort is to actually cry. I'm not even kidding.
Oh, that reminds me,
Aw.
Teo. That reminds me, Teo. Guess what's satanic recently?
Cuphead?
Yes, Cuphead.
Well, of course.
That doesn't surprise me.
Anyway, one of your files at disposal is the actual entire walkthrough of the game, at least so far. So that's interesting. But yeah, well, I'm not surprised, Pedro, considering that some elements can actually be considered, ambiguous, and I'm using that term very loosely.
Yeah.
Anyway, in order to speak to the Obelisk all about how to get into the other profile, you can actually have to do that in his own profile. Anyway, so let's try doing that, I think. Yeah, I was searching for, already said it, but all right. Where do I find the Pony Island? The crowded profile next to mine. Yeah. For investigating. What's the password then?
Password, that's it.
That profile is so corrupted, I doubt that any password will work. Try typing something and see what happens.
Try punching the keyboard.
Yes, let your cat jumps on the keyboard and see what happens.
Yep.
All right, poopy, but no. I guess the profile doesn't like Rick. I guess that the profile doesn't like Rick and Morty reference. Oh well. Also, that's an ominous eye watching us. Anyway, there you go. This tells us all the passwords that we need, and for the corrupted it was I am error apparently, and for the password of the account of Lucifer is actually ponies. What an intimidating password. Anyway, there you go. I'm showing the eye is following you all the time. There's actually an interesting trick now that you can do with it, but I'm gonna show you in a second. Anyway, let's type in the menacing password. There we go. Welcome back. Complete with pentacle. Also, that's an audio file. Okay. And there you go, Settlers of Satan. Which reminds me, they're like doing a movie about it or something, right? About Settlers of Arga. I never know actually how to play this game, so I just randomly going.
I'm not aware.
Almost there. Basically, if you manage to obtain a specific digit, you get another ticket. There we go, almost there. There you go, 666, obviously. Jeez. Alright. 49 is there. There we go, there's an actual sneak peeking for something later. Lasers from here. Never. And there's a prototype of the wings.
Pony wing.
There we go. If we place it just right there, I think, or maybe not. Essentially, what we need to do, Dweebs, is to actually position something that resembles a triangle on the inside the eye, and not only you get a ticket, but actually a trophy that's called Illuminati confirmed.
Wait, Blom? What does Inception have to do with this?
It's used in the MLG parodies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they love their Illuminati shit.
Anyway, there you go. That's the password, that messaging thing from you know who against me.
Yeah.
Hey ho. Guess no one's home. Oh well.
Knock knock.
These knuckles, bummer.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up.
How rude.
Appropriate, though, considering.
No, you.
Okay, now you're getting childish.
Well, Shiro, he's supposed to be the devil himself. It's the perfect guy to troll. Let's see, I don't remember if I managed to get it or not, but basically that's the gist of the idea. Anyway, what you need to do actually very good is to click on once again on Pony Island and let's start again the magical journey, supposedly.
Oh, God.
Yay! Remember, kids, summoning devil is no good.
Satan's like incorporated 666.
Satan says.
Yes.
Yes.
There you go. In this case, there is another cluster that we need to repair. In this case, it actually get net you another ticket. It's actually really easy. You just need to position. There we go. You need to position the arrows multiple times. So there you go. Exchange it at the right timing, essentially.
So
And that, essentially, every time you see the loading screens of the game in game, there's actually something always that needs your ticket. Very good, Ibs.
you have been busy. So have I. I have made some changes to Pony Island. Adventure mode is a game design revolution.
Is it?
Oh, sure.
Please refrain from cheating this time.
You wouldn't be trying to give yourself a bonus score using some kind of ingenious trick, would you?
You
That's about as
are-
low as you could possibly stoop. I
To
can't
my
believe you
buck.
sometimes.
Let me fix it.
That means that we have to fix it. Anyway, this is also introduction, I think, of the portal course. Essentially, there you go. It transports the key to somewhere else.
So, wait, we're repairing a cluster? Man, why didn't the Gem Turbo will do this?
Actually, it's more like to Tron, I guess.
But it's much more efficient. They don't even have to go into the Earth to do it. They just have
There we
to
go.
use a computer.
Basically, Shiroi, if you try
And
to
there we go.
use a cheating device with Metal Gear Solid 2, the game will call you out on it.
There is a huge amount of corrupted
That's
data
where Toby
north.
took it from.
Our
Yeah.
best chance
Yeah, no, I
at opening another portal lies there. Just play along and don't let go.
What is that?
Nothing. Let's just move on. Super Mario Freestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surprisingly enough,
see here.
the music, both of you over you go. This is actually a problem because we need to restore the laser again. So essentially now we need to do a bit of math. The bit of the right, the thing on the right is the result of the equation that we need. Laser power equals 1. But yeah, unless it doesn't loop, we cannot manage to actually green light it. So there you go. And that's it. There you go. That's the music of the adventure mode levels. It's actually really catchy. So essentially, adventure mode works like this. You have these mini levels, and you progress through the map, kind of like in Super Mario Bros. 3 or Shovel Knight, for that matter. Oh, there you go. That's actually another type of enemy, the sword surfing. It shoots a projectile sometimes, and you just need to jump over it. There we go. Unfortunately, if you get hit, you just restart the level. You have infinite lives, but it can be a bummer because there are no mid checkpoints. Don't worry, Dibs, I skip essentially every time. I died too many times.
Well, these stages are relatively short.
Yeah. There you go. With the sword surfing, you just need to wait for the projectile, jump over it, and shoot it with a laser until it dies. There we go. We're almost there. I don't know which sound chip is this, like Sega Genesis or something.
Nah,
Mega
it's
Drive.
not.
Yeah, it doesn't quite sound like that. It just
Also,
sounds
there are a couple. Oh, go ahead.
Sounds boring, yeah.
it just sounds like a generic 8-bit chip tune, honestly.
True, I guess. Anyway, these levels seem to be easy. Oh wait, there's a gap. Oh.
I have to admit, I'm kind of getting a bit tired of the whole 8-bit chip tune. Look, it's just like back on the NES. Like, I mean, What about other chiptunes? There were other chiptunes. You could try some of those.
This NES one, maybe.
That
Anyway,
too.
go ahead, Libs.
The Mega Drive one. That's a lot of people.
It's a little tricky.
There's just as many
Or
people.
maybe someone's cheating.
Leveling up first.
Actually, no, Shiro, we need to grind.
You
Level
go
up.
grind for EXP over here.
Okay, let's try it.
Also,
No,
you were
don't-
saying, Pedro?
Yeah,
Chips.
about this NES.
Yeah, no, I was talking about like there's plenty of people out there, me included, that are nostalgic for the Genesis twang. You could try some of those sometimes. I mean,
Well, Toby did a combination of things, including also the
Okay.
Genesis sound chip for Undertale.
all right then.
Yeah, Genesis Mega Drive thing. Like, yeah, for example, I understand, despite being a really fun soundtrack, I understand why like Shovel Knight uses almost entirely 8-bit. So
No, Shovel Knight, that's fine considering that the whole point of that game was basically made to be a big love letter to NES kids. But the same way that Freedom Planet was a love letter to Mega Drive kids. I'm just.
hold on, Pedro. There you go. There you go. We grinded 1 point. We need
You
to-
assholes!
Grats. 99 more EXP to go.
You jackass.
Shouldn't take you long at this rate.
All right, time to bust up the code again. But here's the interesting stuff. You can actually avoid cheating and actually grind. And if you do, and you reach actual level, the level you're supposed to go, and with like 100, Satan will actually congratulate with you and be impressed by the fact that you haven't cheated. So there you go. All right, there you go. Warp there, and we're done. Yay!
Maybe.
Why can't you play my game the way I intended?
You know, Pedro, that's kind of the phrase Motomu Toriyama will try to say.
Cheater.
Him and David Cage.
You need to use the... I forgot even the term. The break gauge.
Basically, Dwibs, to give you an idea of what me and Tim are talking about, there's certain bosses in Final Fantasy XIII 2 where the only way you're going to defeat those boss if you use a very specific Pokemon creature.
Well, even in the first game, battles with Bartandus, for example.
True. But the ones in 13.2 are the ones that take the cake. Basically, it's one of those. Basically, it's one of those things. Not to mention there's even a boss battle where the game flat out cheats by having the boss always recharge his stamina. Not stamina. The stagger by always resetting the stagger gauge over and over because that's fair, right?
Yeah. Also, another thing. There you go. As you can see, Shiro, our pony is an alicorn. And you
Get rid of
need
it.
in order to use the wings, you need to jump and keep pressing the left mouse button. Here's the problem: this was recording a time where my mouse was having a bit of a trouble. So sometimes I get jumps that should not be responsive, but it's my fault and not the game's. There you go. The obstacles are a bit tricky, but never, unfair in that regard. So now, from now on, the stages will be a combination of using the wings and the lasers.
Fortunately, I did use Game Genie because hey, if the game's not gonna play fair, why should I?
Yeah.
I think the whole idea of this game is not to play fair.
I'm not talking about this game.
No, but in general, like 13. Yeah.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
what's the birds' favorite console? The Wing.
Anyways, as you can see, there's a ticket in the middle of that lake, but in order to reach it, you actually need to be extremely fast in clicking some of the levels.
Sorry, Dibs,
think I'm
you go
gonna
to bad
later.
joke jail.
I think I'm gonna obtain it only later on, so for now, let's just endure. Anyway, there's nothing here apparently. Oh, there's a coin. Let's
Don't
take
click
it.
it.
I don't trust it.
While we're dealing with infernal stuff and we have a coin, we recently finished the King's Quest 6. So Pedro, what this may tell you?
Maybe the developers of this game couldn't reach a consensus.
No, we'll see later on. Don't worry. There we go.
This music reminds me of NES Metal Gear.
The MS-DOS original Metal Gear, yeah, it gives you that vibe as well.
MSX, actually.
Yeah, sorry, I keep getting confused. Yeah. Anyway,
if the original Metal Gear actually got the European version on the MSX,
it did, but nobody was even aware.
Yeah.
I wonder if why didn't they just in the collection, when they put that game on, when they put that game on the other more modern system, why didn't they just use the European version?
They didn't do it because Kojima wasn't around to check the translation himself, because it was remember, this was back when he was just an employee like all the others, so he wasn't around to check the translation himself to see if it was up to scratch. So by the time they got around to remastering the older games, Kojima himself made okay, let's just start a brand new translation from scratch, not just so I can make sure it's good, but to make sure it fits with the rest of the series.
Makes sense, I guess.
Like, for example, not to mention Whips, especially for Metal Gear 2, because in Metal Gear 2 we had character portraits that looked like Hollywood actors, like Snake looked like Mel Gibson in the original version. So obviously, for the sake of consistency, we had to redo the character portraits to have Yoji Shinkawa bring in his usual character designs. So it was kind of necessary for the sake of consistency.
Although it's funny seeing those character designs now of Square Enix game.
Yeah, I mean the outdoor designer, yeah. Well, it's for the new, like, front mission game, yeah.
If there's one thing I've learned from Matsuda ever since he took over Square, is that he seems to be very open to collaborations.
And well, because usually Square Enix, when it comes to art design or music or whatever, they usually have their own employees do it, but now they seem to be freelancing.
It's amazing how
they seem to be using freelancers more often. That's why more recently we've been getting Nobuo Uematsu doing the vocal tracks for the recent 14 expansions.
Yeah.
Well, Dweebs, that was because Uematsu composed the entirety of the vanilla 14, so they decided to just keep him for the main themes of each major game expansion related to that.
Yep. Fortunately, I'm also did much better in Lightning Returns and World of Final Fantasy, but yeah, like I was saying, it's kind of incredible how the change in executives can completely turn a company around. It's
as I mentioned, the mentality that the most senior of the CEOs at the Japanese division or main series of companies actually have, that is so old school, so eradicated, and so out of time.
Yeah, but this new guy seems to be not at all like that.
Yeah, but yeah, as I mentioned, as you can see, there are exceptions, like kind of like with Eno, for example, as well.
Well, technically, Tio, that game you just mentioned, it's not actually called Front Mission, but it's set in universe.
Yeah, I know, Dweebs. I made the thread, on the SSMV. Anyway, for this specific new set of levels, you need to find your way to into the mist by checking into the level icons and clicking on them until you find the right path. Don't you see, Dweebs? It's ominous.
Yeah, really.
Clearly.
I mean, it's just like an 4-bit pony on a stylized map. There we go.
An anemone or clematis plant's juice can cause a rash. When pruning it, it's a good idea to wear gloves, Shiroi.
Anyway, we're almost at the end of the adventure mode, incredibly, because once again, Mr. Leave himself is not capable actually programming games for shit. So, as you can imagine, despite the time at disposal, he didn't manage to get that much done.
Yeah, for a second I thought you were talking about the actual developer of this game.
No.
That reminds me, Webs, for the sake of confusing Shiroi some more, why don't you tell us about the JE Corporation?
JE Corporation, oh yeah. Basically, there are a bunch of people who sell a bunch of worthless crap.
Yeah.
That could apply to a lot of things.
Yeah,
so-
it's kind of like the customers in Storage Wars.
Yes, behind the scenes of business as usual, the nefarious JE Corporation lines their already bloated coffers with profits from worthless products. As JE is about to sell more overpriced junk. I've forgotten the rest.
Sure, that's okay.
Just call him 3.5 again.
There you go, almost at the end. Alright.
Sin Desert.
Now if we actually go up here,
all the sin.
yeah, and solve actually this level as well, we actually managed to find another a cave that contains another one of those revelations that we see in the previous part. In case you forgot, through doing something specific in the games, you can find these other demon. I think it's Baphomet or something. It allows you 1 question per time, and all of these are tied to discovering your identity and why the fuck are you there playing an arcade machine that is programmed by the devil or something?
Because I hate myself.
Yeah. Trust me, Shiro, the truth is more weirder than you may think. Like, we only got 1 answer so far, and I'm gonna get another one in this playthrough. But there is a total number of 5, with a maximum of 3 per playthrough. Also, if you want to get the entire story, you need to replay it at least twice. But it's okay, because the second run is mostly used anyway for getting the remaining tickets, so it's something you can get anyway. There you go, the Cave of Truths.
Like the truth you are telling me right now.
It's a new page, I think.
Oh, okay. Enter back to leave this place, or may I show you a vision? Or I may show you a vision. Sorry.
So, all right, show me a vision, please.
A glimpse.
It's a desert.
Okay, welcome to a totally different game.
Then the graphics got much better all of a sudden.
Anyway, questions. When did I die? Who killed me? Or where did I die?
It was Colonel Mustard with the
This is a trick. This is what.
library.
All right, who killed me?
This is a trick question. You're supposed to ask, why am I even dead to begin with?
Go ahead, Pedro.
Okay. He fought for his city!
No, his name was Abu al-Kindi.
Abu al-Kin... Abu al-Kin? That's racist.
Okay, thanks.
That is enough! Enter back to leave.
Okay, then.
Right.
Anyway,
Now fuck off.
there is another major hint that we will get in this very map later on. But I will tell you the full story on who the player character actually is. Yeah, I jump cut it because... you go ahead,
You're doing so great.
Was
now I need time to create more content for you. Why don't you take a break?
Oh, I'm sorry, you're not my mom. Come on.
I insist.
Oh. I told you.
Crap.
I need to fix your shit even for the no button.
Hey, I was given a deadline of 5 minutes.
Alright, what
Just
more
have
do
5
I have to
minutes to
do?
code all this thing.
I can imagine this game we suppose another one of those, but it's a nightmare to Shirei because of all the text.
Would it?
Just it's okay. Let me make it easier. It's hacking, Shiroi. Hacking.
Yeah. And unfortunately, this is not 90s hacking, so I don't just need to type randomly on the keyboard and see what happens.
Oh, but that's my favorite kind of hacking.
Have to make an effort to hack.
But that's my favorite kind of hacking.
Yeah, we'll do the special kind of Angelina Jolie hacking.
Yes. Never mind the fact that that movie was also a giant commercial for Wipeout of all things.
It just reminded me of one of my favorite jokes from season 1 of American Dad, like where Steve is lost in the desert, and he's like, "God, please help me, bring me some water."
What kind of Wipeout are you referring to?
I think the first one.
Of the game?
Yeah.
Because there's actually a game show.
Yeah, well, no. The video game, because Sony partially financed for that commercial thing. There we go.
Basically, Steve is lost in the desert, and he's like, God, please, I beg you, help me, give me some water, some food, anything. And then suddenly Angelina Jolie literally descends from the sky, and then Steve's like, or Angelina Jolie, sure, Angelina Jolie is fine too.
Anyway, before proceeding, let's go back a bit, because there's something we haven't seen from the very start of the adventure map thing. And also the fact we need to get that ticket in the middle of the lake. I'm not gonna get all the tickets in this run, but I'm not even think I'm gonna bother, because some of them are incredibly hard and the payoff is not that great anyway. It's not Super Mario Sunshine level of bad. There you go, we got it. It's not Super Mario Sunshine level of bad, but it's still pretty annoying. So I'm just gonna tell once we'll finish the game. Anyway, if you get back to the starting point, you can see that in the corner there's another spot to get. And if you follow it, step by step, there you go, you reach a dock with a boat on it. And since we had the coin back then, but just like in the traditional mythos, we can change our avatars into a crusader, of all things.
Uh-huh.
You can even get a trophy for this.
Pawn to Queen 3.
Deus Vult.
Born to be free.
So let's try recapping for now. We died. We were called. I forgot what we were called, but it was like a Latin name something. And we were killed by something with a clearly Arabic name. And we are now using the avatar of a crusade. Something is clearly not right. Anyway, don't just mind about that. It will become a bit clear later on, although a bit wacky as well. For now, let's just get to the point where Mr. Lived himself didn't wanted us to go. There we go. Satan's keep. Satan tech keep. Alright.
Subtle.
Please.
I told you to take a break. I need more time here. You're not ready for the boss fight.
Oh, really?
Let me just code up some more levels. Oops. Just a typo. Hold on.
You know, Teo.
Yes, also Snowman.
Maybe Chop and the others should just get a cheating device. Then maybe they'll finally defeat Medusa.
Maybe. Alright, anyway, you're essentially in the map again, but some stuff is not visible to you, so you just need to literally go around clicking everywhere to see where actually to go. Don't worry, you don't really get lost that much, because you just need to follow once again the trail of the writings here and there. Alright, time to fix another cluster.
So this game is pretty much like...
Well, half of it is platforming with the pony section. The other half is this hacking minigame, essentially.
Yeah, don't you? I've got it.
Yes.
This game is a meta commentary on Bethesda. It releases games in a buggy state and it forces its fans to fix it.
Oh god, yes. There we go. Now that data is over 99.
Surprised Doom didn't have much glitches.
Well, that's because it was developed by ID Software, but you get their shit right.
Software. Yeah. Id Software are owned by the company that owns Bethesda, aren't they?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
I think Id Software are owned by...
Yes, that's originally when they acquired it, they didn't know much to do, so they made them create another IP called Rage, I think it was called. Also,
Rage.
generate new mascot. Hello there. I guess we're gonna see him later. Also, oh yeah, but there you go. I was just about speaking it. The number island. It's that dream. So if you get there, you actually get another trophy, which is tied to obviously refers to Pokemon.
Wow, Satoshi Tajiri must have gone nuts here. Slow down.
No, sorry, I'm a bit of in a
Not
hurry.
loading.
There we go. Forgot what I was saying. So yeah, half of gameplay is the platforming, the other half is the cluster repairing. So there's a bit of variety, but it can get a bit repetitive. But being a game on Steam, you can actually pick up and drop it at any time you want. The only thing that I think was not that great was the implementation of the collectibles, because once again, getting all the tickets doesn't really set you that much warp stuff. Alright, you were mentioning about the fast that lives. Yeah, the first thing we made them to do was this new IP called Rage, which was okay, nothing special. And then only after a while we decided to reboot their Doom franchise, and now they're doing the new Quake game instead. So I'm fully expecting them also to do Commander Kings and a new Commander King at some point. That'll be interesting. Boobs.
This is an 8-bit game, don't you know?
Well, in that case, Scott Cawthon actually managed to catch everyone off guard by deciding to go full Atari 2600 instead.
Welcome to Pony Island for the PC, everybody.
There we go. Now when we managed to repair the Doom mini cluster, we can get there and opening the C lock that allows us instead to actually get the key into the keyhole and resolve the cluster itself. So, come on. Again, unresponsive mouse. There we go. We just need to get it above 99 and we're done. There we go.
Loop fur.
Yeah. Some of them, some of the datas are written like that, but they're actually really easy to understand. They're just like some internet lingo. There you go.
It's not ready. Don't look.
I'll do what I want.
Not just that, the entire map has gone upside down and the music is distorted. Well, at least there are some colors, I guess.
That's out of place.
Yeah, the music is essentially farting on itself.
We're in .exe right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
so Sonic.exe. There you go.
We're on the worst GBA soundtracks now. You made it.
Fortunately,
The final level of adventure mode.
Fortunately, my buddies at FFshrine.org are working on remastering some of the fan favorites like the Advanced Trilogy, Minish Cap.
What the build-up? But you're here, so we might as well do this.
They did battle as well, didn't they?
Yes, I gave it that. I gave it that pack.
Yeah, you did.
If you lose your soul, mine.
Smiley face.
Basically, the process involves going straight to the files from the ROM and literally having them play.
I've done it.
Yeah, it's Meadweebs. Take this portal to the core file.
Coward!
Bye bye.
Now you're thinking with progress.
There you go. Next demon builds about.exe. And another demon. This. Oh god. And yes, this is an actual boss fight.
I never expected a game about ponies to have so many demons.
Yeah, this is an actual boss fight. It's probably the most, the most hard part of the game, because you need to avoid a lot of obstacles, and in the meantime, dismember this beast piece by piece. If you get killed, you restart essentially from the beginning, but it's not that hard. By the way, Spader, I we're talking about some Sonic remaster. I think recently it's dropped a trailer for Sonic 3D, something like remaster. Or something.
One of the developers is actually going out of his way on himself to try to make a proper modern port of that.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I think I've seen some videos of him. It's John Burton, the guy who's been behind a lot of Traveller's Tales games.
But isn't he still working at the company though?
He does, but I think that's just kind of stuff he does in his spare time.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's a personal project.
obviously it's gonna be for free because I don't think he does have permission to say this.
He even gave on his channel. He's even given some info about other games he's worked on in the past, like Sonic 3D. I think he's even done a couple on Rapper Cortex.
So there you go. We actually removed this jaw, and now we need to destroy his eye.
It would be nice if he did something like that for other Traveller's Tales games, because it would be nice to get a definitive version of the Toy Story game, because the thing about the Toy Story game is that it had better presentation on the Mega Drive, but the music sounded way better on the Super Nintendo.
There you go. There it is. Well played. You are a true warrior.
The Super Nintendo also had the problem with screen cropping, so it would be nice to get a definitive version of that game.
Let's take down this core. Oops.
No, you are being led astray. Can't you see that destroying these files will prevent you from playing Pony Island?
Oh no!
Well,
But destroying the file is the only way to advance the plot.
What are you talking?
Get ready!
be more.
There you go, deleting. Oh god.
Fool.
Oh shit, he's gassing me.
Sleep well.
This arcade machine apparently has leaping gas release. Oh
I'm
well.
dead.
We'll see what happens in the next part.
See
If
you
that
then.
wasn't the end already. See ya.
See you then.